Tobias and Ida. Together we have the van Miles. We are currently converting Miles into the ultimate adventure campervan. And since we really enjoy skiing, biking and hiking, we kinda needed a small break from our build. So for Easter we decided to head out on our first proper van trip into the Norwegian mountains, no less. Hello.
Hello, time for a new vlog.
Yes.
And this time
we're hitting the road. This was our first proper trip with Miles, driving and sleeping in our van. But there were a couple of firsts that was on our minds. First off, our van on winding roads, and most obvious, the snow. How is our van on snow? We drove to Ål a couple of weeks ago and got stuck outside our Airbnb, but with a lot of gravel and creativity we made it. So we were, to say the least, a little nervous heading into the mountains. Then there were the van life challenges. Finding places to sleep, how would our Airhead composting toilet work, would our induction cooktop work, would our battery bank hold up, what about the charging, and would the diesel heater work? And also, the van isn't completely ready. Don't have anywhere to put our gear.
I don't know if you can see it, but we are traveling not so very light, so hopefully we'll fit everything. So that's first mission.
With all these challenges in mind, we packed our stuff Wednesday after work. It was tons of stuff. Keep in mind that we hadn't really put any of like the cooking equipment and that kind of stuff in the van before either, so we had to do all of this. We also had to clean out the van a little bit after all the building.
First we have to empty the car, a lot of stuff.
So we hit the road quite late. We drove for about 5 hours and guess what? The batteries were charging. We reached Myrkdalen and the mountain passes over to the west late at night.
It is 1 a.m. in the morning. And we have figured we need to stop and sleep. So that's what we're doing. We're stopping and sleeping. And then we're driving the last bit tomorrow, which is like an hour or something only. So that's nice. So good night.
And the nice thing is that we have our home with us.
Yes, we have our home with us, so we can just go back and sleep. I'm very excited about that.
Good night, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning. Look at this morning and this view. Quite a difference compared to when we set camp here last night in total darkness.
That view really made all the hard work worth it. We had a really nice and warm night's sleep. Turned out our diesel heater is just fantastic. This combined with our max air fans really make a good combo. All done. We spent the next day mostly driving through scenic nature and with some fantastic views. We drove through valleys, mountains, rivers and old farms. We even stopped at a stave church.
We found this awesome little stavkirke. I don't know what that's in English, but it's a very old church from the Viking Age. So there's only a few of them left in Norway, and now we are here at Borgund Stave, and we're gonna go have a look.
The church was built sometime between year 1180 and 1250, and it's a triple stave church. It's no longer used for church functions, but instead operates as a museum. The medieval interior of the church is almost untouched. Unfortunately, it was closed when we were there, so we didn't get to go inside. But the outside is just as mesmerizing. With the Norwegian mountains in the background, it's truly breathtaking. The church actually has 4 dragon heads, and this is evidence of how the north face was still strong even though this area is believed to be Christianized as early as year 997. In state churches, it is quite common to have symbols that might go in spite of Christian faith, so as to make the transition from Norse gods to Christianity a bit more smooth. The purpose of the dragon heads might have been the same as on Viking ships, to keep evil spirits away. Borgund Stave Church is the best preserved stave church in Norway and is known as the stave church, acting sort of as a prototype for many reconstructions. A small fun fact is that there are actually 3 reconstructions in the United States alone, in Rapid City, South Dakota, Lime, Connecticut, and Washington Island in Wisconsin. Borgund Stave Church has also inspired the Fantoft Stave Church in Fana in Bergen and the Gustav Adolf Stave Church in Germany, built in 1908.
Quite cool that this has been standing here for like 1,000 years and looking still quite well.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Should we get going?
Yeah.
After admiring the stave church, we spent the rest of the day mostly driving onto Myrkdalen.
We just realized we have forgotten to tell you guys where we are going. We are going to this place called Myrkdalen. It's a ski center there, so we can go skiing. The reason we chose Myrkdalen was simply because there's a lot of snow there and it's supposed to be sunshine. That's the reason. And we've never been there, so we figured it's a great opportunity to go. We have arrived in Myrkdalen. Since we spent most of the day driving, looking at scenic things like waterfalls and Stavkirken, we won't be able to ski today, but that's totally fine because we have found the best late lunch spot ever.
Time for some lunch.
Yes.
And we have this Christmas
We have this Christmas mix, porridge mix.
Christmas porridge that I got in as a gift package from my
From work? Yeah, so we're using that one.
So that's the lunch for today. And so far the induction top is working very nice.
Yes, it's working super nice. This is not the induction top that we're going to have. This is one that it's just a single one. We are going to have a double one.
Integrated one.
But we haven't really gotten that far yet, so we're just using this one for now. It works really nice actually. This is Norwegian porridge, risengrynsgrøt. That's what we call it. It's what you give to Santa Claus for Christmas.
And then we wanted to pre-order ski passes. This turned out to be quite the bummer.
That's the 3rd time we've called them. And if they talk together, they probably laugh at me right now. Okay, so we have a bit of a hiccup since it's COVID-19 and we should have thought of this obviously, but we didn't. There's a limit to how many people they want in the slopes. So as of right now, we can't go skiing tomorrow, but we can go skiing in another resort on Saturday, and we can go skiing on this resort that we wanted to go on Sunday. So I think it's gonna be okay. So we're gonna test out 2 different resorts.
Hello.
Did you get the tickets?
I got
Yay! We just did some shopping at Esso in Voss. We got free waffles. So nice.
Are they any good?
Really good.
Good morning. Here we have slept tonight in this beautiful place
Yes.
with this lake. So the only problem is that we have to kind of figure out how we should get out of here because we are in a dead end. So
That's the mission now. Let's give it a try. I did it! Yay!
we're heading to Myrkdalen ski center, and there we're going to take the lift up, and from the top of the lift we are going to hike to the summit and hopefully ski down in some nice weather.
We figured out that Myrkdalen has this awesome thing called the ski touring pass. This means that you get a ride with the lift and then hike the rest. This was awesome. So we ended up hiking to Finpenuten, and it was beautiful nature, but it was ridiculously windy. We reached the summit, and it was the most amazing view, of course. Everything was nice and dandy until I kicked my ski off the mountain. Wait, what? You might think. Well, what actually happened was that someone lost some plastic, and I figured out I'd try and save it from flying off into nature. I had just pulled my skins off, and in the hustle and bustle I forgot to put my ski upside down so it wouldn't slide anywhere. So, when I ran to catch the plastic flying in the wind, I accidentally kicked my ski off the mountain. So there I stood, no plastic and one ski short. Such a rookie mistake. In my 8 years of ski touring, I've never made this mistake.
This is the ski to Ida, and Ida is up there, the orange one.
Luckily, this was probably the best place to send a ski off the mountain. Just below a steep part, there was a flat area where the ski stopped and we could actually see it. I mean, how lucky can a girl get? So, to be a ski down, I put my one ski on my backpack and hiked after. I catched up and we had a great time skiing down.
Know when your body feels so tired to get out of bed, you pour your heart on a letter to chase it away. Got sun, and it's all because of you. Hey, what's gonna give you more time forever? Know what they say.
Then it was time to drive on to our next location.
We are in Voss, headed to Voss ski resort to go skiing. It is a super cute, very typical Norwegian small town.
We had an awesome day skiing, a super cool ski resort with lots and lots of off-piste possibilities, and with the spring slush, this was super nice. We skied until the place closed down, and then we drove back up to Myrkdalen and parked in the mountains for the night. It was a super calm, zen place we found. Right by a river, surrounded by the mountains, right by Myrkdalen. We spent a great evening there, until we saw the weather forecast for the next couple of days. It was going to get windy. Very windy. Bad weather was coming in, and it was coming fast. We decided to go to sleep to get an early morning the next day. It was a difficult decision because we were worried that mountain passes would close or that it would be too windy for our 3-meter tall van. Next day we woke up to stormy weather, and it was getting worse really fast. Mountain passes were closing or they had convoys over the mountains. We had to make a decision. Go skiing hoping that we would make it over the mountains, or we could drive right now. We decided to consider the ski passes as a sunk cost and a much needed donation to Myrkdalen Ski Center, and hit the road while the weather was still bearable and the traffic still manageable. The drive home was disappointingly uneventful. It was quite windy though, and there was some snow on the roads, but nothing we couldn't handle. Several hours into the drive, the traffic got really bad. We ended up spending 10 hours on a 6-hour drive. Wow. When we got home and watched the news, we got convinced that we made the right decision. There had been several accidents due to the bad weather, and campers had actually been blown off the roads by the strong winds. Turns out we actually did make the right decision, beating the weather and most of the intense, stressed traffic. What a first trip with miles! Our electrical system worked like a charm, our diesel heater was amazing, our toilet worked out just perfect, and most of all, we got to do some long-awaited skiing. I really hope you enjoyed watching our first adventure with Miles. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us. And if you want to follow us on our journey and see how Miles will end up, subscribe. I really hope to see you around. Until next time, ha det bra!